Welcome. Thank you so much for joining us today and having those wonderful questions for us. Today we have Mary Sue Dahill, who is joining us and presenting on Lead Capture 101. Mary Sue Dahill is an overwhelmed detective, work smarter coach, and an automation expert. She is a master of creating order out of chaos and hasn't met a hot mess that she can't handle. Mary Sue has over 20 years of technology management experience, and she brings to work smarter digital and every client relationship. Thank you again, Mary Sue. Take it away.
Thank you. All right, let me share my screen here. There we go.
Very sweet. We can see that nice and clear.
All right. And I'll skip through this. This was the question that we all had, which I hope was, something that made you think. But I wanted to give you a little intro to me. I am a native Northern Virginian. I know there are probably several in this room. I live in Arlington, Virginia, close to all of my family. And when I started my business, I thought that being a business owner would give me a lot of flexibility and time to spend with my kids and my, helping my parents, and was surprised that was not the case, that there is just so much that we have to do as business owners. Oh, sorry, I thought there was a question for me. That I really wanted to solve the problem. So I started looking at, digital tools as how I could use them in my business, and found several, being a solopreneur, that were economical, that allowed me to automate things and, made doing my normal day-to-day, more administrative stuff much more streamlined. But when I was looking around at my peers, other business owners, I realized that a lot of them were really struggling with selecting tools, using them, all that kind of stuff. And I actually pivoted my business from working with larger tech companies to focusing on micro businesses. And I have loved it ever since. So, and this year, or not this year, sorry, last year, I actually introduced a digital tool that I use and sell. It allows me to have a much longer term relationship with my clients and continue to support and help them automate and use the tool to grow their business. And when I talk to a lot of different people, they want to know, when do they actually need automation in their business? And if you've ever heard of this book, Predictable Success, this life cycle is Les McKeown's mastermind. I'm sure it's not unique, but there's early struggle where you're really figuring out what your business is, who's going to buy it, what are you selling, all that kind of stuff. And then once you figure that out, you move into fun, which is where you're starting to get business, you're making some money, you might be growing your team a little bit. And then whitewater is when it's really humming and you have a larger team, you're selling much more frequently. And that's when you are experiencing a lot of turmoil, because you can't be doing everything manually. You need to be leveraging digital tools. You need systems, that sort of thing, to be able to get to what he calls predictable success, where your systems are in order and you're able to just sell and without any challenges. So to me, when people need automation, is at the tail end of fun. Before that, it almost is too much for your business. It'll slow you down. So what I wanted to talk to you today was what you need to develop or to have lead capture that really works for you. And there are kind of, I guess, 5 components here. One is just the initial thing, which is getting connected, which is what we're going to focus on today, getting contact information. And you can do this all online. I know that's been a struggle for a lot of people. How do you get connected in this totally virtual world? But it is possible. And we'll talk about kind of the first part. Once you have their contact information, it's building trust and creating that first impression online, and being consistent about sending emails and staying top of mind with them. And then finally, it's being the guide with whatever your problem area is or whatever you solve, so that it's easy for your clients to work with you, and that you have provided a really intentional customer experience. And then finally, that you continue to provide relevant content to them. So what I know for sure is that everyone can build relationships online, that we're going to go over some simple tactics, and also that anyone can really automate, as long as you have an idea of what you're trying to, the experience you're trying to get across. All right, so we're going to focus on getting connected. So I want you to answer this question in the chat. Which one of these would you give your email for? Something on someone's website that says, join my newsletter to receive periodic updates, or download 10 ways to increase your sales. Yes. There we go. Yes, so I do see this a lot on people's websites, where it just is like this, hey, join my newsletter. That is not really going to entice anyone to give you their contact information. And that's why I asked the question about what's a quick win that your clients really want to experience, because that's what you should be enticing people to share their contact information with you by a title that is helping them see that quick win is possible. So I've mentioned this a couple times. What is a lead magnet? So you've seen it, I'm sure, and I'm sure you've all joined someone's, sorry, I have these random curls that just won't stay off my face. That was enticing to you, but it's an incentive really for potential buyers to exchange their email address for whatever your great information is. It's usually some sort of an enticing digital download of content, and for you, the sole purpose is really to grow your subscriber list. Any questions about what a lead magnet is, or what maybe what lead magnets you have liked, downloaded?
Question on, you said join the newsletter. That's something we're working on, as well as like a call to action button. Do you have any thoughts on certain verbiage? Like, we're looking at certain words, especially for our business, that I guess incite people to hit that, join our newsletter.
Right.
Or, learn more, find out how to crush your cloud journey, those type of things.
Well, I think the trend is that your call to action should be a little bit more unique and specific to the business, and not like the learn more. It's not like, I think the second one you said, crush your online, whatever it was, I'm sorry, but that one sounded to me more enticing. Like the button itself should somehow relate to your brand personality.
Okay, good to know. Thank you.
Yeah, good question. So just in the chat, who has a lead magnet? And I'd love to know what it is. So it sounds like, Christina, you guys are working on one.
Yes. Our technical lead campaign that we're gonna initiate here is a video campaign, where that video does have that call to action button. But our lead magnets tend to be kind of the events that we attend or that we host.
Right. Okay. And Michael's saying, not sure what I can offer. I think everyone feels that way. Looking into project broadcast and newsletter. Carla, is project broadcast like a tool?
Yeah, it's a tool.
Okay.
That can be sent out to like via text.
Nice. Okay. All right. Well, I know I'll get into some of mine. I've had a lead magnet where it was create a welcome series that converts, which is an email nurture series, simple automations that help you increase sales. So what's another one? CRM comparison. I had a quiz. So I try different lead magnets. And because I think I haven't, just like Michael was saying, I'm not quite sure what what people are going to really resonate with. I have learned a lot by just trying it out, and I know what doesn't work, so I'm honing in on what will work. But I don't want you to be afraid that. Oh, I like that. Yeah, top 5 most affordable destinations.
Mhm.
So these, I wanted to go over the 7 elements of an irresistible lead magnet, because I think when you're developing one, you're kind of like, what the heck am I supposed to be putting in there? So hopefully at the end of this, for those of you that are feeling like, I don't know what should go into my lead magnet, this will give you a framework. My disclaimer is I am not a marketing expert. I have done this research myself. But because I'm kind of a systems person, I like frameworks that help with breaking down what I'm supposed to be doing and making it easier. That's my whole work smarter mentality. So one, it really has to solve a real problem that they perceive as high value. So that was partially why I asked that question. What is the quick win that your ideal client wants to experience? So that should help you see what the problem that you should be solving with your lead magnet is. It promises one quick win. And the quick win does not have to be like the transformation aspect. I think for me, when I first started my business and trying to create a lead magnet, I was like, well, I was thinking way too far down the process of transformation with my clients. A quick win can be clarity. A quick win could be a plan. So just think of it that way, where it's taking a baby step towards the larger transformation that you offer in your business. Be super specific about the benefit of the lead magnet, because it will help convert people that they'll want to click on it. So you're not trying to boil the ocean. You're not trying to talk about all of the ways that you help clients. You have one way that you trying to communicate your value through this lead magnet. And it has to be quick to digest. So I think this has changed over the years, where you would essentially provide an ebook, maybe 10 to 20 pages. And now the trend is like a couple pages, maybe 3 pages, but not dense. You want to, if you have it multiple pages, you just want more white space. But it needs to be something that they can quickly scan, read, or watch a short video, or a little planner. So Ryan's saying here, I feel like Gong always has a good one in all of their outreach. It's always an ebook or PDF. I am not familiar with Gong, but yeah. Yes, and people do love free stuff. All right, so high value. So again, this goes to, if you're solving a problem that they see as high value, you just got to be able to make sure that's coming across in the title or the description, and that it's instantly accessible. So you can deliver it right away. And there's a couple ways to do that. When they fill out a form, you can display the PDF or the video or whatever the actual lead magnet is right away. Or you can send them an email soon after, which is also called an autoresponder. You could also do both, which is what I prefer to do, to be honest with you. And why I'm saying that is because I've also worked with clients that they have a lead magnet, the person fills out the form, and then they personally have to go in and take the next action. And as we all know, that is going to take much longer than if you just had the system automatically do it for you. So just make sure that your lead magnet has some way of responding immediately. And then Finally, it demonstrates your expertise or unique value proposition. So what is your kind of special twist on that problem you are solving that demonstrates how you're different than your competitors? So I am one of those people that likes to see this in action. So we're going to go through what I'm planning for my new lead magnet. And as I said, I've done several lead magnets, and I learn every time what isn't really working. So for me, because I think initially having a CRM solution, I felt like I should be showing them ways to use the tool. So that's why I had the welcome series that converts. And that one has been my most successful lead capture, but it doesn't necessarily convert them into a client because it's not really showing my unique value proposition and what the product is that I'm offering. So that's what I'm trying to shift. So what I'm planning is a short video that educates these new contacts on how they know they need a CRM and automation. And it will touch on how a CRM will help their business. So, and I'll put a link in here to this workbook style that will help you if you want to use this format to build your own lead magnet. So it solves a real problem, which is that they feel overwhelmed and overworked because everything is taking too much time to do with their current tools or lack of tools. The quick win I feel like I'm offering is that it educates them on if they're ready for a CRM and automation, or if they're ready to invest more in their digital tools. It's going to be super specific. It's focused on business owners that have more than 4 digital tools, and it's a kind of a mix of free and paid. And they're asking themselves if they're ready to invest more in digital tools. So it's not for new business owners that are just starting out. It's for a business owner that has at least a year, maybe 2 under their belt. So quick to digest is going to be under 10-minute video with a 1-page PDF download that kind of accompanies it. So to me, a high value, it helps them be an educated consumer so they don't feel like they're just spending money frivolously. As I said earlier, my ideal client is somebody that doesn't feel comfortable with technology. So they always feel uncomfortable spending money on tech because they don't know what they're doing. They don't feel like they know what they're doing. Instantly accessible. Once they fill out the little form, then they will immediately get access to the video and then the 1-pager, and it's also emailed to them. Oh, and I didn't fill this one out. Sorry. So to demonstrate my unique value proposition, Work Smarter Digital isn't like other CRM solutions that just want you to, pay your monthly fee. We want to really help you use your digital tools. And I feel like the education part of what I do is really important to my differentiation. So lead magnet options. This is just a list of different types. Cheat sheets, checklists seem to be really common. If you are like a marketing, social media, the swipe files, templates is something that you'll see a lot. Reusing content that you've already built, so recording of a talk that you gave and making that your lead magnet. Resource lists, buyer's guides. So I'm not going to read all of these, but there are tons of different options. And I put in a couple links down here that I found were great references. So how do you create your lead magnet? I get this question a lot as well. I generally, if it's a PDF, I will write it up in Word or in a Google Doc, and I create a title page picture. and just put that onto the Google Doc or Word. So it's very simple. I don't get really fancy, and other than staying on brand with my colors and images and fonts. So I do think a lot of people get stuck with creating the actual lead magnet and thinking it needs to be super highly designed and pay a graphic designer to do, which probably makes sense if you're a slightly larger company, but for a micro business, as long as it looks clean and well done, it does not need to be designed by a graphic designer. And I think that's a big hurdle that people, they get stuck there. So this is just an example of one of mine where it's a landing page. It has a picture of my title page. It gives a high, the page itself has a little bit about why you would even want this. And then it captures their contact information, and that's it. So, and this gray bar underneath is showing you what digital tools you'll likely need. So you need a landing page builder. Depending on what you're using, you probably also need a marketing automation tool. So like, since everyone has experience with MailChimp, if you're on the free level, it allows you to do the landing page. It will send one email after they sign up, but it will not send a multi email series. So that's the difference between a MailChimp and a marketing automation. Marketing automation will allow you to send several emails, so more like an email series. Another question I get is, for landing pages, for a lead magnet, why can't I just put this on my website as an additional page? Well, yes, you could do that, but the experts say that you don't want to mix up all of your calls to action, because when you're on your website, you have your navigation bar and you have your footer, and it's distracting. And so a landing page is really focused on just that one call to action. It is just about the landing page. There is one thing that they're supposed to do, which is give you their contact information. So that's the difference between putting it on a page on your website versus actually setting it up as a landing page. So this gets me into this first impression, which I think is really important. You need the landing page, need the lead magnet, but you also need to start a relationship with them. And having a welcome email series is how you do that. It's a way of sharing who you are, who you serve, and how you help your clients. So, and what the experts are saying, it should be about 6 emails long. And there are, you can see I have a couple here that are showing you some kind of the topics. So sending that thank you email with the lead magnet in it, explaining the problem that you solve and how you solve it. Maybe having some sort of testimonial emails, and then creating some sort of small offer. One thing with these welcome email series is that you would like the contact to take another action with you, be it maybe come to a free webinar, pay for a really small, maybe an online course, something like that, so that they're just continuing the conversation with you, because new subscribers are very interested in you. So because they've signed up to receive your content. So you don't want to leave them high and dry. You want to continue that conversation. So it is, the statistics say that if you have a welcome email series, that your sales will be 3 times larger than a peer that does not. So if you don't do this, consider looking at how you can do that. So the one thing, I just want you to take action, create a lead magnet and test it out. Keep it simple, but just do it. Because I see so many business owners that overthink it and don't start. And you're missing out on opportunities to grow your mailing list, to which having a larger mailing list in itself isn't going to help your business, but having a mailing list of people that are interested in what you offer will. So take action on growing that list. And just to round this out here, your best marketing investment is email marketing, which is kind of what I've been talking about. The lead magnet is just the starting point. But the return on investment for email marketing is $42 for every dollar spent. So it's totally worth your investment in time to do it and money to purchase a tool that actually does it for you. And then emails influence the buying decision of 51% of customers. I know we all say that we hate email, that we get too much of it, but it's proven year over year that email is where people are learning information about your business. So if you're choosing not to email your contacts because you feel like they're going to be overwhelmed, I bought this book, and it came with a little online course. I literally get 3 emails from this guy every day. I have opened very few of the emails, but I really understand who he is just by the title of his emails, and he's always in my inbox. So I'm not saying do that, but emailing every 6 months isn't going to help you at all. So there's definitely a happy medium there. Let me just check time here. I'm not going to spend a ton of time here, but since I am a tools person, to me, there are kind of 2 approaches to your digital tools, where you have a hodgepodge of digital tools, and then where you have an all-in-one solution. And for micro businesses, I do think an all-in-one solution makes a lot more sense. It can be much more cost effective. You get better support overall because it's one tool, and it reduces all of your time to learn stuff because it's, again, one tool. So these are kind of a hodgepodge of different tools that you could be using. They're all great tools, but to make them all talk to one another and for you to not have to set up the same contact information in all these different tools, you will have to be using Zapier. So that's another tool that you're going to have to get comfortable with. Whereas when you're buying an all-in-one, it ends up being less expensive because you're not spending a monthly fee on all these different tools. So, and this is a comparison of different all-in-one tools that are out there. They all have different kind of combinations of features, and mine is this Work Smarter CRM, if that's what you're looking for. But Active Campaign is one that I really like, and they're adding more features. They kind of used to be the hub, and they would connect to everything, but they're building out. They just came out with landing pages this year, so lots of options available to you. There's no one right digital tool for your business. So my goal is no longer to get more done, but rather to have less to do. And to me, that's what automation helps us do. It's a productivity twist where instead of creating a great list, you're just taking things off your list by automating them. So I don't know if I missed any questions in the chat.
All right, just double checking as well. Awesome. Okay,
I love what you said about, just go ahead and do it. I mean, that's honestly what my whole business model is surrounded by, is just get people into action, because it doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be. And so, the fact that people do get caught up with, oh, it's not perfect, or I don't think I'm doing it right. And that's why, like, just get something out there and figure out if it's working or not. If it's not working, pull it. If it's working, do more of the same type of things, which is why it's like with your lead magnet, if it's not working, change it out. It doesn't mean it doesn't work. It means that didn't work. Change it out to a different lead magnet, and the only way you're going to be able to do that is to test the waters and to change them out monthly, or even,
Yeah.
weeks. and then see how many leads are coming in with that one lead magnet. If you got 2 in a month, probably not the best thing, right? If you got, 50 in a month, do more of whatever that said, right?
Right.
Or keep that one running.
Exactly. Go ahead. Sorry.
So to piggyback on Melody's point there, what is a good time frame for testing something out? We talk about a month. Is that enough? Should be done by quarter? You're trying 3 different things because one month could be better than another month on the same content that you're sharing.
Yeah, I kind of looked at it as what kind of promotion are you doing about it? Because so if you just have it on your website, then looking at the amount of traffic that you're getting on your website, and if it's on that main page, so that's one, right? If you're getting 5,000 views every month, then you have a better idea of if you got 10 clicks in month 1 and 1 in the next month, then you realize there's something wrong. But I don't think there's a magic number. I go by month because I have different themes and I'm promoting, my blog and the content. And I pull in the lead magnet into each of those themes. So that's what works for me. But I think a quarter would work if you have a longer, relationship where the sales process is longer.
Yeah.
Or if you only have, 20 people a month that look at your website, then don't change your lead magnet out until you have a quarter worth of views, right?
Right.
But
Yeah,
like,
and I also looked at like what kind of promotion I was doing. Was I talking about it in social media about the same amount? Was I referring to it in presentations or things like that? So I think, you have to look at how you're bringing it up because maybe one month you didn't do any promotion of any kind. And so it wasn't really the lead magnet's fault. Yes, I will put the link to the slides in here.
And I'm going to stop recording and just keep the questions tight on the recording here. Sweet.